You know, when you start talking about the different functions within the supply chain, one that I find that people get very confused about very often is procurement. Hi, this is Rob O'Byrne from Logistics Bureau, and today we're going to talk to an expert in procurement. We've gone to the very top, and that's Craig Lardner, who's the interim Managing Director for CIPSA, which is the Chartered Institute of Purchasing and Supply Australia. So Craig, thanks very much for having a chat with us today. And while we've got the expert with us, I think, you know, I'd be very interested to know what you think are perhaps three things that you continually see people get wrong about procurement. And maybe we can give our viewers a couple of tips.
Sure. Well, I think the list of things to get right is quite a long one, and sadly the list of things we get wrong is just as long, and they're usually the opposite of each other. But I think the three that stand out for me would be, first of all, definition of value. I think in the 1970s and 80s, value was seen by procurement people, sometimes called buyers back then, as being the price-only negotiation. And as we look at 2013 and beyond, our thinking's gone a lot more broader. So it's good that procurement has matured, professionals in it have matured, they look more broadly across the business beyond just price. So the key word's value, and if they can define what value is to their organisation, they can deliver more of it. If they limit their work, their negotiations, their supplier interface to price only, they're going to have a suboptimal performance, because the price discussion is only a short one. It's not a pleasant one often, but it's too short, and it doesn't explore all the value that an organisation can get from its more mature suppliers. And I think the evidence I have for folks is that all the good ideas in the world only come from three places. They come from your own organisation and the people in it. They come from the market, called your customers, and the third area is your suppliers. And all too often in the old world, that last one was the one that was missed. And sadly today, it's still missed.
You do actually still see some quite adversarial relationships, don't you? And I see businesses where people are not so much focused on procurement, they really are buyers, and it's all about the unit price. But the industry, I think, has come a lot further in the last few years, hasn't it?
It has, but it takes two to tango. Where I see those conflict discussions between a supplier and a customer is often brought on by the supplier, who only sells that way. And of course, if they only sell that way, the buyer will only buy that way. So I think the innovation level from your supplier, if you're a procurement professional, look for that other 1/3. What's the innovation you can get from your suppliers, and reward good behaviour. Reward them with the business if they brought more value to your organisation than just price. I think the second one actually speaks to the people. It's the talent development, the capability development. And if you think about the example I just gave a minute ago on price and price only negotiating, if that's the only capability your procurement team have, that's all you'll ever see them display. Therefore, that sort of says, well, we need a procurement team that have more business acumen. They think more broadly about the business, and as a consequence, their capability can deliver more than just a single dimension of negotiation and outcomes. And I think the best step forward a leader can make to bring their procurement team forward into the modern age is have a competency framework, and to actually define what are the competencies I want to find in the people that I will hire. And when I find them, I need to recognise those competencies, bring those people into the organisation, and then have a measurement tool that shows you where they're a bit short and help them grow and develop as professionals. So I think that second area would be around building the team capability. And the last word on that team capability one is, you can get everything right, but if you get that one wrong, you'll be a B grader. I think the third area is more a philosophical approach, and I would always advocate, in the organisations where I've worked and the time I've spent in procurement, it's better that I make someone else the hero rather than be a procurement person that wanders around beating your chest about what a great deal you just did. Let your stakeholders take the glory. Let them be the heroes. Because at the end of the day, the money you spend as a procurement person isn't your money. Right? It's the money of your organisation. And the P&L, the profit and loss statement that you're just spending, belongs to a stakeholder, a colleague in production or operations or the transport department or engineering. And it's their money that you're spending. And as a consequence, if you spend it well, let them enjoy the benefits of that. Don't grandstand, suppress the ego, let them enjoy the benefits of your fine work. And I think the proverb I've long lived by is that the more people I help be successful, the more successful I can be myself.
Sounds good to me. Craig, that's excellent. I mean, just a very quick hit, on procurement, but 3 really good tips there, I think. And I should point out that Craig is not only the interim MD of CIPSA, but I mean, you have a long and very experienced career in procurement as Chief Procurement Officer for some very large organisations. So we're really getting some tips from the top. Thanks, Craig.
Glad to do it, Rob.